Hello out there. Good morning, traders. It is December 22nd, 2023, and welcome to the Apteros Daily Market Insight for the ES. Let's get into our recap from yesterday, and then we'll update our levels for today. So just taking a look at what was going on yesterday, we had a general area or a larger area for a line in the sand here, but what we were mainly saying with this area is that we were looking to be bullish during our session yesterday as long as we held above this zone, and that was essentially what we were looking at with scenario 1. Now, there were, some notes around what to do with this particular neutral reference because it was important to our session. And essentially what we were looking at is if we held above this neutral reference, looking at these upper targets was more likely. If we didn't hold that neutral reference, we were going to be looking for a test of our line in the sand to then position ourselves to get bullish from our line in the sand area. So essentially that was the layout of what we were looking at, and that's what we got. So into the open here, we got a little bit of a drive down right into our neutral area here for a really nice inflection. Once we had that really nice bullish move coming out of it, we were not able to make a new high on the overnight. So that's usually an indication that, what you're looking at on your particular side might not have the juice at that moment or in that rotation to really push through and make a new level. So in other words, looking at this target, once we weren't able to make a new high, you knew you were in for a little bit more of a pullback and possibly a longer trade looking at that morning landscape. So we ended up going sideways at that neutral level for a while, breaking down through it. Then we got really great information for us to get long. We went sideways here at our line in the sand, got a really nice little bit of excess or a stop run here to get on board with the bulls. And that's where the turn really was put in. Then we got right up into our neutral area for the target for the end of the session there. So it was one of those things where we had two really great opportunities off of our planning. Just weren't able to really push up to that main target that we were looking for from yesterday, but we definitely had some solid, positions off of our references. Okay, so now kind of taking a look at the landscape for today, adjusted a few things here. This lower area is once again our main line in the sand for trying and looking to be bullish. So that really is the general bias of what's going on, but I do have kind of an upper area here that's going to be important for us early in the session. In other words, as long as we are holding up above that zone, scenario 1 would be that we continue to the upside looking for that 48.08, then maybe this neutral area up here into the 48.23s, and then a possible continuation up into the 48.44s. That would be generally what I'm looking for to the upside. And you can kind of see some of that currently playing out a little bit here. But if we get down below this 47.87 area, that would be a decent opportunity to scalp down into the line in the sand area and just pay attention to what's happening there on the bearish side of things. So that would kind of be what we're looking for with scenario 2. From there, we're down into our lower line in the sand, and that's really where the bullishness gets tested in this market. That would be where we're looking at scenario 3 from that line in the sand, looking to hold this area and come back up and at least test the 47.87s, and then maybe get a continuation to the upside and overall to that neutral destination area for the upside. Looking at scenario 4, if we do break everything down, essentially that's where the bullishness really comes under some pressure, and we really have to get a clear break of this area to get on board with any kind of shorting. But if that does occur, if something like that does happen today, we have some targets down below here around the 47.06 area, looking for that overall destination to the downside with scenario 4. Unfortunately, you can kind of see some of this playing out right now. Our general bias being bullish around the 47.87s looks like it's coming up to hit our target area or at least get close to it. It's still an opportunity as we continue to move up. This is really the main destination that I'm looking for here, just kind of pushing over this 48.08s, possibly testing a little bit of that value that was put in on the sell-off from 2 days ago. So this is kind of the overall destination I'm looking for here. As long as we hold above that 47.87, definitely sticking with scenario 1. But the more and more we come under pressure around that zone, I'll be monitoring that for any type of break and then a continuation down into our line in the sand for scenario 2. All right, so trade well, mind your risk. We're coming into a holiday, so there's no reason to really blow out an account today. Make sure that you're focused on your process and executing and making sure that you can control everything within your control, right? So let's not go on tilt or anything like that today, and let's focus on having a good holiday and a good trading session before that holiday. All right, trade well out there. Good luck.